Dragon SpaceX seats are in a launch position.
Copy. Great news.
As you can see, we are preparing for the closure of the site. From the crew inside the capsule to confirm that they are indeed ready to go to space today. As you can see, the side hatch has just been closed. This is a little more complicated than it may seem. So it's initial closure, and there will be actual mechanical closure using a torque wrench, which we did see here momentarily. Might be, yeah, we can see that happening now. And then afterward, we will inflate the seal that's around the side hatch in order to do that leak check. We'll inflate the seal, apply a pressure basically, and make sure that the hatch is able to hold that designated pressure for a couple of minutes.
Crew access arm retraction started.
There you see a live view of the crew access arm retracting away from Crew Dragon in preparation for the launch. Shortly thereafter, we should hear the call out that the launch escape system is armed, and from there, we'll hear that Falcon 9 prop load has started, which is one of my favorite milestones of the launch countdown.
There's a shot of the space station. There it is.
Yeah. Everybody wave.
They're waving down at us. I think they're watching right now. So
they are. You know they are.
Yeah. Hi guys. Hi. We see you. That's super cool.
Dragon SpaceX confirmed crew size are configured for launch.
Displays are configured for launch.
SpaceX copies. Shane, again, SpaceX mod are configured to have crew on board Endeavour once again, and truly honored to have you all at the helm. It's been a pleasure training alongside you ahead of this historic launch. We wish you a great mission, good luck, and enjoy the ride.
Thank you, Chad, Christian, Frank, and all the teams who got our crew and vehicle ready for this mission. I want to say a special thank you to our families and friends. We're incredibly grateful for your support and sacrifice during our training and our upcoming flight. Our crew is flying astronauts from NASA, ESA, and JAXA, which hasn't happened in over 20 years. We're excited to represent our nations, agencies, and all of humanity. Off the Earth, for the Earth, Endeavour is ready to go.
All right, some celebratory handshakes from inside the Crew Dragon. It was the voice of the Corps, Chad Healy here in Mission Control Hawthorne.
Dragon has transitioned to terminal count and is on internal power. Stage 1 lock load is complete. Gas closeout has started. Expect load venting.
Dragon is also in auto idle. The flight computers on Dragon, maintaining their calculations, standing by, waiting for the T0 mark. 1 minute 15 seconds until launch. The 1 minute mark, Dragon will transition to countdown, and the flight termination system will arm the computers on 9 seconds until launch. The computers on Dragon and can issue an abort if necessary.
FTS is armed. Falcon 9 is in startup and is now controlling. Dragon is in countdown.
About 50 seconds. This is, again, they're just rerunning stuff. Like, this isn't live right now. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says recorded earlier. So, yeah.
To go until launch.
Seconds. Minus 15 seconds. 10, 9.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. And engine ignition, and liftoff. There they go. There's the coolest shot, I think, so far. That's a pretty cool shot. They got one from the vehicle assembly building.
Preparation for maximum dynamic pressure. And there's that call out for the throttle down. Maximum dynamic pressure, max Q, is the largest structural load that the vehicle sees throughout descent. So throttling down does pass. Throttling down helps us pass through this period, which should be coming here shortly.
So they have to throttle down for max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure, which is, so yeah, and that fire, that's fine. It's not literally fire, it just looks like fire. Well, it is fire, but it's okay.
Falcon 9 now traveling at 15.
I will be checking the chat, so if you have any questions, feel free to chat them.
And the engine still started.
All right, the engine show for the second stage single Merlin engine has started. About 30 more seconds of the first stage firing to bring our 4 astronauts into orbit.
Now from here, coming up in about 20-some seconds, we're going to have 3 major milestones. We'll have shutdown of the 9 Merlin engines. We're beginning to throttle them down. We will then get stage separation.
Throttle down.
And then we will get ignition of the second stage engine, propelled Dragon and the Falcon 9 second stage into orbit.
Alpha.
Copy 2 Alpha.
Confirm.
Acquisition signal go.
And we have ignition of the second stage. You see the green flash of that T-TEB fluid. The expansion nozzle on the second stage Merlin vacuum glowing that bright red that we like to see. Good performance on the second stage so far.
And on the left side of your screen, we saw the exhaust of the second stage engine streaming past the first stage as the grid fins are coming up. We also briefly had a view of the lights of Central Florida in the background. Currently, the first stage is continuing to coast up to apogee. It's unpowered. It'll reach peak height and then begin to descend back down toward the Earth's atmosphere, where it will light 3 engines to slow down in preparation for what will be a landing burn on the drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. You can see the grid fins are deployed right now. The first stage pulsing.
Spacex trajectory nominal.
We're pulsing the thrusters.
Copy nominal trajectory.
We hear a call out for the nominal trajectory. So we're beginning to move the first stage into position so it can do the entry burn.
Dragon SpaceX trajectory nominal.
Copy nominal trajectory.
Right up in queue, those check-ins on the second stage performance. Once a minute, everything looking good on that second stage.
Nominal.
Stage 2 continues to climb. The vehicle now exceeding 8,000 miles an hour at an altitude of about 124 miles. Stage 2 continues to climb. The vehicle now exceeding
And just about 1
1,000
minute
miles
now, we will begin the entry burn of the first stage. That will consist of lighting the center engine, and then shortly afterwards, 2 more engines for 3 engine burn to slow down
So, pretty much just slowing down the first stage, you probably heard him, to enter the Earth's atmosphere. Call out for they had a nominal trajectory.
Meanwhile, first stage down to 90 kilometers, getting ready to relight 3 engines to the entry burn.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
We've got the center engine ignition, and there come the 2 side engines. Now this entry burn will last about 29 seconds. It's going to significantly slow. Entry burn complete. We're down below 35 kilometers. Continuing to look good on the first stage, heading to the Atlantic Ocean for landing on the drone ship.
While second stage is less than a minute away from cutoff.
Stage 2 internal guidance.
Shannon.
Copy, Shannon.
Shannon called out at the back end of stage 2, a few seconds until cutoff.
Inbound shutdown.
Dragon Spacex launch escape system disarmed.
Launch escape system disarmed.
So that was the call out for basically the launch escape system, which is the Super Draco engines, is disarmed. I did this earlier on my other live stream. Oh, there goes the second stage. They didn't get good connection, and they kept losing the connection for the first stage, so we didn't quite see landing. But there, it's back, and we're there on the landing. We're on the drone ship. But I did this in my other live stream, so So, I have to just look one thing up real quick, then you'll see it. Let's see, we need to look up, okay, here we go. This is going to be pulled up really quick. So I just need to get one over there. And ZUG indicator. Those are the stuffed anyone who's wondering. Those are the stuffed animals basically that they usually bring up. They've kind of been doing it since the first one. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyways, I zoom in. Okay, here we go. So these are the interiors. So space shuttle interior and space shuttle interior right over here. and Dragon capsule interior. And that's the control panel for Dragon capsule. That's the one for the space shuttle. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so now we can go back to, there we go, Dragon separation. Got some celebration.
Dragon separation control.
Now it just drifted up onto its orbit. So yeah. This is the first, so some big things here is so the crazy thing here is so this is a refurbished, like they have landed this Dragon capsule. It was the same one Bob and Doug took up, and it's the same, and either Bob or Doug's wife, one of their wives, is actually in this, and in the exact same seat. Here we have the tour of the capsule. I will unmute now.
We can see some pretty cool stuff up here, but we had an incredible launch. Hopefully you guys get to watch it this morning. As right as the sun was rising, we took off. We chased the sun pretty quickly and caught it up just a few minutes after that. That was special to see the sun coming in shortly after liftoff. We're going to show you around the vehicle real quick.
I'll just let you guys watch this for a while now, so yeah.
Hello, Earth. It's great to be back in space again after a few years for me. The ascent was incredible. The ride was really smooth. We couldn't have asked for anything better. There may have been some hooting and giggling up here while all that was going on. We hope you enjoyed the show as well. I'm kind of relearning. I'm like a baby bird here, relearning how to move around in my gravity. It feels really good. It feels a little bit weird too. Fortunately, it's a nice small space that I can relearn to move around together. I'm going to hand it over to Toma, who's going to show you around a little bit what about up here.
Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone. I'm Toma, Mission Hub, your tour guide today in the Crew Dragon Endeavour capsule. Thanks for flying with us. Welcome on board. Our commander, Shane Kibro, welcome you, pilot Megan McCarter. Also, and next will be Aki Hoshide. So as you see, Rumi, the ride up was fantastic. This is the hat behind this. Of space, harsh temperature, bad environment, stuff. Inside, very comfy. We feel very well protected. Everything is great. If you get closer, you can get a view out of the window, and I'll try to give you that. If the cable's long enough, and this is what we get to see. Coming up on Madagascar, but it's cloudy. I don't think you get a good view. We'll try to get pictures, and I can show you maybe the cargo area down there, because the vehicle bringing people up to space is also cargo. And if you follow me, and I'm going to flip and try not to make everybody sick, down there is where we have a little cargo. There's freezers. These are chutes nicely packed. This is more cargo or water landing equipment. This is all nice and tidy, and behind those walls are a lot of other equipment, vehicles, food, etc. With that, now that you're familiar with the capsule, I'm going to hand you over to Akihiko Hoshide, Aki for short, from NASA, and he's going to give you some more information.
Hello, Earthlings. One thing, this capsule looks just like our mock-up simulator. It's modern, except can't do this because we're upside down, and this is actually the hatch that goes to the International Space Station. And once we dock, we're gonna open this hatch and get on board, and and see our friends who are up there right now. Now, we have a fifth crew member, and as you can see, Shin is holding him right now, but he can actually fly. It's a penguin that our boys chose, and his name is Penguin. Penguin, welcome to space.
That was really cool seeing Gwendolyn start flying after we hit 0G. Tomorrow, like he talked about, we're going to dock to the International Space Station. It's going to be around 5 a.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. Hope you guys can join us for that, but it's been great to get on that forward port on the space station and join our friends there. Crew 1 is on board along with Expedition 65, a couple Russians, and Mark Van Nuys. So we're looking forward to joining the crew and having a big time up there with 11 people on board. Megan, any closing words?
And I think we can just show folks kind of what our environment looks like up here, Shane. These are the displays that we use to monitor the spacecraft systems through all the different phases of flight. So we had displays up, of course, during ascent, and then we'll have some ability to monitor the docking sequence as well. All of the burns that will get us closer to the space station. We'll eventually be able to see different kinds of images of the space station on our screens as we get closer. And then, of course, once we contact the space station, we'll monitor the docking system mechanism using these displays as well. So it's pretty neat to see the screens and all the different facilities that they have. We can bring up different systems pages while we're working through the different activities. So those are something neat to see. Rather than the old-timey steam gauges, we have these pretty cool screens that we can use.
One thing I'll add before we sign off is Tomas, a little while ago, after we were getting out of our suits, he looked out the window and he saw our second stage pretty much flying in formation with us just underneath us, and that was very special. So we all rushed to the windows to look at it for a little while. So that was pretty cool. So we're enjoying our first day on orbit. So we got a lot more to go, and we're looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the little tour of our capsule, and we'll be in a much bigger environment tomorrow once we dock with the International Space Station. Have a great day. Take care. So long from Endeavour.
Thanks so much for sharing those views with us and giving us a glimpse into life on board Dragon and letting us meet Gwen. Thank you again.
Quite an exciting day so far for the crew aboard Crew Dragon Endeavour, making a second journey to the International Space Station. And this view from the station itself of a Crew Dragon that has already arrived and has actually been there for almost 6 months now. That is Crew 1, Crew Dragon Resilience.
That vehicle is docked at the Zenith port, so the space-facing port. If you were with us and following along earlier this month, it formed a port relocation from the forward port to this Zenith port here in preparation for the Crew 2 vehicle and astronauts to arrive at the space station later on tonight.
Another reason for relocation was later this summer, we expect to see a Crew Dragon arrive, or cargo dragon, I should say, bringing some very precious cargo in its trunk, and that'll be the brand new solar arrays to be installed on the International Space Station. And this Zenith or space-facing port is the proper position to allow for robotic extraction of those solar arrays from Dragon's trunk.
So next week, Crew 1 will be using this capsule that you see on screen, Capsule Resilience. They'll enter that and then return back towards Earth for a splashdown at approximately 9 a.m. Pacific time. But we just saw a fantastic highlight of what has happened so far in the mission. we saw the crew interacting with each other. We saw the fifth crew member, the zero-G indicator, Gwyn. Let's take a moment to learn a little bit more about the crew. First up is
Gwyn the penguin.
Three-time space flight veteran Shane Kimbrough.
Flying a helicopter, an airplane, it's just incredible. Great, the sensations you have. Helicopter.
Okay, I don't wanna, I muted that. I don't want to get a copyright strike. So, yeah.
More information. It looks like it might be 1:33 p.m. Pacific instead. But to keep us rolling, let's take a look at who is in Dragon's pilot seat today. That's Megan MacArthur. This mission marked her second space flight and her first trip to the International Space Station.
My name is Megan MacArthur. I'm the pilot for NASA's Spacex Crew 2 mission to the International Space Station. I first thought of becoming an astronaut when I was in high school. So my dad was a Navy pilot, and so I first thought, well, I have to be a pilot. We lived at Mont Field Naval Station, which would connect with Ames Research Center, where the wind tunnels going, at all hours of the day and night, and also where shuttle astronauts would come to do their landing and roll-out training. And so I would see them, come in their D-38 jets and get out in their spiffy blue flight suits and walk in to do their training. And I thought, well, that looks like fun. How do I get that job? And I knew that it was a long shot, right? But I also knew that I wanted to be a part of something like that, right? A part of this bigger thing of exploration. And then I kind of took this left turn into oceanography, but really it's all about exploration. We're not better equipped to survive underwater, any better than we are in outer space, and so we need technology to help us explore those areas. So how do we do those things? We can send rovers, we can send people, we have to build the right kind of machines to support that. And so there's a lot of parallels. From graduate school in oceanography, I always had this idea in the back of my mind, and I went ahead and applied it, and I got really lucky. Every launch experience is very unique to the individual. We climb aboard and there's that period of waiting, and you actually get a little bit uncomfortable. Your body starts to cramp up, and you're ready to go. And then when the actual launch goes, it's indescribable. It's so much energy. You are moving so fast. One of my main focuses was capturing this free-flying vehicle, the Hubble Space Telescope. The really complicated spacewalks that were planned out, 5 spacewalks back to back to back. So it was this tremendous rush of activity for really 11 days until we were ready to let the telescope go. 3, 2, 1, peace. Back ahead. 30 antenna. We dream these amazing dreams, have these huge goals, and we're going to be successful when we work on them together. When you think about International Space Station and the size of that vehicle and the breadth of science that gets accomplished on that vehicle with all of the different countries that are participating, and then now we've added commercial partners where they have a vehicle that we are using to get us to our space laboratory. We have these big dreams where we look out to the horizon as a desire to explore the universe around us, and we're always going to be more successful when we work together to achieve these incredible dreams.
And the crew in the Dragon is so